Hey everyone, Richie Leahy here again. We are looking at the CamJam EduKit 2, and this time we're looking at adding the motion sensor. So this one's going to be pretty cool, and these kind of sensors are used in like security devices, like if you're going to record your camera. The one thing that I did want to show, it's a little bit tough to see here, but if you're looking through their documentation, usually they do a pretty good job of showing you exactly where the pin's going to go. But on mine, it's not really labeled, and the pin here that I'm looking at, the one right beside the 16 here on the outside, that is actually the top cable here on mine if I'm looking straight down from the bottom. So this one, the first cable goes here. So mine's actually kind of reversed from what the picture shows, because they show it like this, and on mine, it's opposite. So if it says that it's initializing and nothing's happening, you might want to restart or shut down your Raspberry Pi and switch those two cables, the top one and the bottom one here. The middle one stays the same, but I couldn't really see any labels on here to tell me otherwise. And then the other thing that they notice, or that they note, is the two sensors here. I have mine both turned completely counterclockwise. So the sensitivity is a little bit lower. So when we go through the program here, it might take a second more to kick in. But that's my sensor here, and I'm going to try to set it up so we can go through the program now. Once you have the program ready to go, again, you can download these from their GitHub, and we'll look at the code here in a second. But once we're going, it's going to go ahead and say waiting for it to settle. Again, if it's stuck there waiting to settle and it doesn't say that it's ready, then you might need to switch those two cables that I mentioned. But now you can see that motion detected. If I'm moving a little bit here, it'll go off. If I'm still, it'll just kind of wait a little bit and not really say anything. And it'll stick there until actually it detects motion. So once I move, and I kind of try to did it as I was talking so you could see, it'll go ahead and say that motion's detected. So this is pretty simple to get up and running. Let's go ahead and we'll exit that with Control C. And then now we're going to go ahead and look at the code here. And again, I think most of these are pretty much exactly what you would find on their GitHub. I don't think I made any really changes. But just like the other ones, we're importing RPI, the GPIO, and we're also importing time. And then I kept the set warnings as false. And I'm using the pin 17. So if you have yours connected to a different pin, you'll need to change that. But then we're looking at another loop here, setting it at 0. And then the first try is going to be checking it to make sure that it's connected. And while it is 1, then it will give the current state and it will go ahead into ready. Once it's ready, then it starts the other loop here where it's going to go ahead and see if there's any movement. So if movement is triggered, it'll go through and say that motion is detected. And then it will go ahead and go back to the other state. And then if not, it will just keep saying ready. Like I said, so it's going to do it every 10 milliseconds. If you don't want it to check that frequently, you can adjust this and you would do that here in the time. So if I want it to be slower, I could go ahead and remove maybe a 0 from this decimal, and then it might not detect motion as frequently. And then there's a keyboard interrupt. I guess you don't even have to press the Control C for this program. It'll just say quit. And just like the other ones, it's then going to clean up and remove the writes from the memory. So that's how the program works. And again, we'll just go ahead and exit this. I don't know what I changed, so no. And go back and run the program. It'll run the settle. And then again, once I start moving, it'll go ahead and give a motion detected. Once the motion stops, it'll go back to ready. If I move again, then it will go ahead and say motion detected. Then I'll stop and then keep going back and forth. So pretty cool. Like I said, if you wanted to run your own home security system, you could get some of these and hook them up. So thanks for watching. We're going to continue with this one. This exact setup, actually. I have the other things still on my board, as you might have seen. and I'll see you next video.